Hey, my friends. Welcome to Craft Your Life Week 2. Thank you all for being here. When Brenda, I see you typed whoosh. That's pretty funny, girl. That's pretty funny. I thought I had. I guess I didn't. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not what I wanted either. Huh, well, I thought I had made a border thingy, but I didn't, so I guess I'm gonna have to make one. So, but this works for now. All right, welcome to Craft Your Life. Let's see who is here. Hey, Jay, welcome. Yes, you were first. You missed our live. We had members only live just before this, so we were making altered animal pictures for our swap. Hey, Jean, welcome. First week back after the new year. Plus, I need to get up early for coffee boy tomorrow. Hello, Jelly Shelly. Hello, Jenny. That whoosh is cracking me up. Sorry. Hey, Julia. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Brenda. Hey, I already said hey, Jenny. Hello, Michelle. Michelle Sparkle Pants. Hey, Patty. Yeah, it was on YouTube. So, Jay, every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Friday morning at 3 p.m. my time on Saturday. And then every Friday morning at 4 a.m., which is 7 Eastern. Hey, Joe. Welcome. Hey, Zippy. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Okay, so, let me get my, uh-huh. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? It's trying. Hold on. There we go. Alrighty. So, welcome to week 2 of Craft Your Life. If you're just joining us, don't worry about it. You are right on time. You are not behind. Week 2 is where we are going to slow down a little bit and we're going to let life catch up with us and with what we made and thought about from last week. Are you going to go to the next page? Boop. Oh, up there at the top. There we go. Pay attention, Pam. So, where we're at in the process, week 1, last week, we created our word collage, and that was about expression, not about choosing. That was just us putting those words down, creating a collage around them, kind of thinking about them, but we weren't choosing yet. Okay. This week is the in-between week where we're not fixing anything. We're not sorry, we're not narrowing anything down yet. Okay. We're still just in the noticing phase. We have all month to figure this out. So it's just right now in the noticing phase. Okay. We're just kind of taking a look and trying to figure out what followed us into real life this week, if any of those words followed us or not. If you've already chosen a word, Hold on. If you've already chosen a word, um, this is about, well, if you've chosen your word, this still applies. Okay, what we're doing this week still applies. Hey, Angie, welcome, welcome. You're just so basically what you're going to be doing is just noticing how that word showed up or not in your life this week. Okay, because not showing up also is something to notice. Oh, okay. So if did you guys hear me or have I been off for a bit? Because I thought I turned it back on and then I just saw it was muted. So did I come back and talk about if you'd already chosen a word? Well, I'm going to do it again anyway, just in case. So if you've already chosen a word, this week is still really valuable to you, okay? Hey, Amy, you're just noticing how that word showed up or didn't show up in your life this week because not showing up is something important to think about too. So that whether it was still there is important, but not showing up is also important, okay? Okay, Zippy. Um, so week two, what it is, what we're looking at today, and I want to be really clear about this because I want you to relax. I don't want this to be stressful. I don't want this to be something that's like, oh my gosh, this is driving me crazy. Okay, so I want to be very clear about this. Week two is about observation. We're not making decisions. Okay, if you have a word, think of it as a temporary word because it might be something that changes. All right, so it's about observation. It's not about making decisions right now. Nothing needs to be chosen yet. Okay. We're letting any repetition and attention do some of the work for us. If you have a word, you're not re choosing it today. You're just observing what it was like to live with that word for a week. And like I said before, did it show up in your week or was it not there in your week? So today we're going to do a gentle activity that helps us look back at our collage. So you're going to need your collage that you did last week. If you don't have, if you didn't do the collage part, that's not a problem. If you just have a list of words, that's fine. If you don't have a list of words, that's fine too. You can do this later. Okay. Um. So, sorry, I sidetracked myself. Um. So we're going to look back at our collage, but we're not going to change what we did. Okay. And then we'll also do a little life challenge as well to help support that the reflection that we do. Um, yeah. Okay. So that's where we're going today. All right. So what I want you to do now is I want you to go ahead and get your collage. So I've got my collage here. And we're going to look at it. And when I say don't touch, I mean don't do anything to it, like adding from it or taking anything from it. Okay. Just, I mean, if you need to touch it to like feel the words or feel the page or whatever, that's fine. Just don't make any changes to it yet. Okay. So we're taking out a collage and we're going to put it in front of us. We're not adding to it. We're not fixing it. We're not explaining it. Okay. just let your eyes move around the page. There's nothing that you need to figure out here, all right? If you already have a word, just notice where it shows up in your collage. Is it central? Is it quiet? Is it off to the side? No fixing, just noticing. So just kind of look around your page and see what you notice. So as you're looking at your collage, notice what your eye goes to. Not what you remember liking, not what you think you should like, but just what feels present after a little time has passed. So I want you to just kind of look and notice what stayed visible after time passed, because we did this list 3 weeks ago is when we started it, and then we collaged it last week, and now we're looking at it again. So not thinking about which word you thought was important, just looking around and what is your eye noticing? Okay? What is it that your eye just keeps going back to? For those of you that already have a word, pay attention to whether that word still feels visible after time has passed. Not whether it's right, but just whether it's actually present or not. So for many people, what stays visible actually connects back to the words that we started with. But sometimes something else shows up. A word, a feeling, a theme, something that you haven't quite named yet. And we're not chasing that. We're just noticing it and we're leaving room for it. Okay. If you have a word, that doesn't mean nothing else is allowed to show up. Because I know last night I heard Di saying she had one word and she's like, oh, well, maybe my word this year might be this instead. Okay. So leave room for something else to show up, if that is, because that could happen. It could be what you chose sounded good at the moment, but there might be something else that's pulling at you more, or something that is on your heart more. So this is just about noticing if your word wants support or expansion, or if it wants company. So looking at your page, thinking about where does your eye keep going to? Is there somewhere that it just really is focusing on more? And as you're looking, are you looking and thinking, I'm not sure about this. I don't know if any of these words work, or, I don't see this in here, and that's kind of feeling more better right now. More better? Can you tell I taught kindergarten? So the parking lot, if something new came up for you in the process of looking, or even over the week, if something new came up for you, we don't want to ignore that. We don't want to just say, oh, well, it's not on my list, so it doesn't count. But we also don't want to rush it. We don't want to make it so that, oh, well, because this new word came up, this is the word that I need. Okay. We still want to live with it, but we want to record it, and we want, but without promoting it and making it something bigger than the rest of them. Okay. So what I'd like you to do, if you have another word that's come up, I want you to write that on a small scrap or a tag or a card, and tuck it away, glue it down to your page. but you're not committing it to being your word yet. Okay. We're going to think of this like as our parking lot and not a decision. If you already have a word and something new has shown up, that isn't about replacing that word that you already have. It's just about noticing it, recording it, putting it on your paper or on your page, and see and living with it for a bit. Okay. I did have a word that came up. Um, and I know this is going to be on different paper, but an old Pam would have had a fit with this. But new Pam is not going to. So I'm going to write my new word down. And I'm going to tear around it so it's like my other ones. And if there's, I mean, you can, like, I have a lot of space down here in the corner of my page. I have a lot of space down here. I have space in other spaces. I'm going to put this where it feels right. I'm not just going to stick it on the bottom just because that's an empty spot. I'm going to put it where it feels like it should go. So if you had a new word that came up, go ahead and get that added to your journal. If you didn't, just kind of keep looking and see. Live with what you're looking at. Think about what's jumping out at you. Okay, so I added my word up here in the top. Because remember, this is just about noticing. That's all we're doing right now, is just about noticing. Angie, you are a nut. All right. So, we're going to get ready to do our life challenge. Oh, okay. Yeah, and if you want to share, you can share. Totally share. So Michelle Sparkle Pants says, I noticed a secondary word coming through this week for support, and I commented on it to myself. My word is simply, and Thursday I said to myself, man, it's quiet in here. Well, there you go. That's nice. Yeah, I don't know why I was laying in bed this morning and Explore just all of a sudden popped into my head. And I don't know why. So it's something that's why I stuck it here in my journal, and we're going to live with it for a bit and see, does it have any meaning to me, or is it just something that just happened to pop in my head? Then yesterday I looked at my collage and the word quiet jumped off the page. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. And this is something that you can do anytime. Okay. Pick up your journal, take a look at it, and think, it doesn't hurt to do it once a day or whatever and see if there's words that are jumping out at you still. But when you do it, look down at the page and then just kind of look. Don't open it up and look where you know that you want to look. Does that make sense? Because sometimes when you know that there's something there, and and you think that's the one that you want, or that's that, I mean, if you're like really leaning, you might purposely go there. So the word that you had stuck and became even stronger. Good, Sandy and Jenny. Good, good. Remember, we're not committing yet. We're still living with it. We will commit not next week, but the very last week of January. So we're still kind of living with it, just so that, because remember, this is a full year. This is something you're going to live with for a year. So we don't want to jump into committing to it. So we're just going to kind of give it some time and rest with it. Okay. My word is patience, and I consciously made myself have patience while I was driving and peopling. Nice, Jenny. I love that. All right. So, we are going to do our life challenge now. So the layers part of our challenge is kraft. So that would be kraft paper. If you don't have kraft paper, something that's really similar would be a brown paper bag, brown packaging from an Amazon package, the brown envelopes from an Amazon envelope, something like that would work. Rounded corners, if you have a corner rounder, go for it. If you don't, you have scissors, you can do that too. We're going to make a tag, and you need a doily to add to it. Everything else is up to you. Okay. If you already have a word, mine is refocus, live synonymously. Nice, Zippy. If you already have a word, you're welcome to use it as you're making your tag. If you have some words that you're leaning towards, you're welcome to use those on your tag. You're welcome to put whatever you want on there. Okay. Just remember, it's not a commitment yet, but it's something that we're living with. Okay. Or you can notice maybe what repeats around it, like colors or feelings or anything that, that kind of information. All right. So you can go ahead and get started on working on that. But as you're doing that, here's some questions that I want you to kind of reflect on. That might help you kind of, as you're creating your tag, you can use these, might help you to create your tag. They might help you to reflect and write, if you want to write on the back of your tag or whatever. So which words followed you this week? Which words felt louder or quieter? Did any word, and you don't have to answer all of them. You don't have to answer any of them. You pick what feels right to you. Hey, Lynn. Did any word feel easier or harder to live with? Because noticing that absence is important as well. Okay. Did something keep showing up unexpectedly? Hey, Tim. And then if you have a word already, how did that word show up for you this week? Did it show up for you this week? Hey, glitter girl. Okay. So those of you that are just popping in right now, we are getting ready to do our craft your life portion, or our life portion, which is the challenge part. I can't make it move because the thing is right where something else is. That's really annoying. There we go. Okay. So if you're just coming in, the life part is that we're going to create something using kraft paper, rounded corners, and we're making a tag. So we're making a tag using kraft paper, rounded corners, and a doily. Okay. You can use any of these questions to help you create, or you can use any of these questions to reflect on the back of the paper. You don't have to answer them. You don't need to write them down if you don't want to. Just see if any of them tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, maybe you should think about this. Um, which words from your think about which words from your collage followed you. Um, which felt like they were louder or quieter or easier to live with or harder to live with? Was there something unexpected that kept showing up? Was there anything that showed up that you were like, didn't think about that one? That's interesting. Just notice. Okay, that's all we're doing. That's enough. All you have to do. And remember, if you already have a word, notice how it showed up this week or didn't show up. Did it feel like it was easy to live with, or quiet, or challenging, or supportive? Because even when a word is chosen, it still needs that lived experience. And this week is about helping to build that relationship, okay? And trying to think about uh, how it fits into your life. Okay. So go ahead and work on that. We're going to do that for a little bit, and then we will do our closing. And if you're wanting to share anything, you can. You don't have to. So, Glitter, if you had gratitude and guilt, the purpose of this is to find a way, like if you have guilt, what would be the opposite of that? What would be something that you could do to bring, what could you bring into your life that would make less guilt, less discomfort in that area? Because we're not trying to look at the negative, we're trying to look at the positive and trying to make that the more important thing. I'm trying to figure out what I do with my craft paper. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to just leave that up there. I'm going to make this part of my screen so you can kind of see what I'm working on. Ooh, excuse me. All right, where? I really hate that I keep hiding my paper cutter from myself. It is so frustrating. Hey, Lydia, welcome, welcome. Happy birthday still. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to do. it this way. Let's do a... Okay. So, if you're just joining us, we're doing our challenge part. We're using craft paper and rounded corners to make a tag, and we're using a doily as well. And as you're doing that, you're thinking about these questions here. You can you can answer the question on your tag if you want to. You can write the word that you think you've chosen on there. You can write words that you're leaning to. So if it's more than one, you can write those on there. If you want to write you can write whatever you want on it. Let's put it that way. You don't have to answer any of the questions I have up there. If you have something else you want to write about centered around the process, you can do that. Remember, it is yours. I'm not an expert. There's nothing here to say that, no, you can't do that, or no, you can't do this. Hey, Ellen, welcome, welcome. So for our challenge, we're using craft paper, rounded corners, and a doily to make a tag. And then there's questions, reflection questions up there to help you think about your word and to help you. I'm looking for something and trying to talk at the same time, and it's obviously not working. Just to help you kind of reflect on the week and what it is that, how your word or words that you've looked at, how they're showing up. You know, for me, I'm kind of wondering if the word explore popped into my head because I've been looking at learning new things crafty wise. Like yesterday, Di and I did the Coptic stitch on is that the same? That's the same. I don't like how it's not slanted enough for me. It feels weird. That's exactly the same. Well, that's exactly the same because it is the same, dummy. All right, we're gonna live with it. We're living with it. So I don't know if maybe that's where the where Explore's coming from, because we did that. I've decided that I want to. Well, I'm doing the full deck challenge, and one of the things that I'm committing to is that when I do the challenge, I'm going to look at her past cards for that challenge and choose one of the techniques that she did to try something new. So that I can, kind of expand my art. But I don't want just art to be my focus is the thing. So I'm trying to figure out, what if that is something that might fit into the rest of my life or not. Maybe that word might fit with some of the other words that I have. I'm thinking that it might be beneficial to look up different definitions of a word to figure out if that's better. If it might apply to other parts of my life. Because whatever I do, I want it to apply to the whole me, not just part of me. I do believe there's more than one there. There is. So if you haven't done it already and you're playing along with us, make sure you join the Discord server. So that you get all of the information you need. Okay. I can post that link before we leave. Where is that pretty one? This one. Oh, keep throwing Harley on the floor. So in our Ginger Cat Club today, we were working on our swap. And our swap is altered pet photos. So I was doing a photo of Mr. Harman. So that's what I mean when I say I keep throwing Harley on the floor. Thank you, Anna Marit. Oh, wow. All right, there you go, Sandy. See? So you may have chosen something and it's like, nope, I don't think so. That's not what you're going to live with right now. Don't know what I want in the background. Let's go with you. No, because you're... You're already busy. So we need plain and simple. don't know if anything is going to show up with this one, but let's try this. No, don't fall up in there. Thank you. Okay. You don't know if the texture paste and stuff is going to go through this very well, but we shall see. Oh. On the finger already. Haven't even done anything. Story of my life. Okay, let's see. Oh, good. Okay, no, I don't want you to do that because you're going to pile up under there. There we go. Ooh. Oh, yay. It worked really well. I'm still here, Ian. I was just trying to make it so y'all could actually see what I was doing. I don't have a doily, but I am a problem solver. Those mandala stickers I bought for no reason. Yes, there you go, girl. Hey, Jay, welcome, welcome. I know, Anna Marit, I'm so sorry. Okay. You want a little bit of something up here. Oops, it's that top part it looks like. Okay. I need to start bringing like a bowl of or a tub of water that I can put somewhere and toss stencils into when I'm done with them. Okay, thank you, Anna Marie. Hey, Ghosty. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Auntie Kath. Welcome, welcome. Haven't seen you in a bit. Miss you. We are working on the challenge part right now, using kraft and we're using kraft paper, rounded corners to make a tag, and also using a doily. And then there's reflection words on the screen that you can look at. Oh, jeez, Auntie Cat. Okay. Guess not, Auntie Cap. No day schedules. Nope, we will never be talking about rejection. Thank you, Auntie Cap. It's very sparkly. All right, doily time. Na 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 na. Doily time. Oh, sorry. And as per usual, Pam has. Oh, guess where the doily's at right now? Yep, you got it. On the floor where my craft table should be. Yes, Jay, not happening. Not happening. Although apparently I already look like one, so yeah, whatever. I think that's perfect. Yes, on the floor, because that's normally where stuff is. On the floor, exactly where my desk should be. Under a cat is another good guess, yes, especially since both of them seem to want to be living on my desk right now. Although Harley is not here, Skella has kind of kicked him off the desk, which I'm not too happy about. Yesterday, she actually got up out of the tub, the box or basket that she was sleeping in, to walk over to the basket that he was sleeping in and smack him. He wasn't doing anything except sleeping in the basket. Don't know what her problem is, other than rudeness. Because that's just rude. Okay, there's that. I know. So for Scabby, there one of the things is put a butt on it. So I was gonna have him sit on my Scabby page and then take a picture of him sitting on my Scabby page and put that on my page, because that's literally putting a butt on it. Because I'm not doing anything to make sure that his little butt shows up on my paper, on my book. So the only thing about putting a doily on something is that it's kind of a pain to get glue on it. Right, Sandy? I know that you're only here for Harley. I get it. I get it. Okay. Yes, you should save your junk mail and make things. That's what junk journaling's all about, after all. Oh, it's too thick. Sorry, thought I told Mamacita my schedule, but I don't think I did. All right, Auntie Cap. See you later, Gator. What, ma'am? Why are you staring at me like that? I'm not feeding you right now. It's not time for you to eat. Tis not time for you to eat, ma'am. Um, no, that's not what I want. Um, all right. Bye, Ellen. Have a good day. Oh, oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Hmm. I want to add something, but I don't. I guess that's the only way I can do it. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Sorry, I'm being so quiet. I was trying to had an idea and I wanted an image that I want to add to here. But I needed to find what I was looking for first. And then edit it, and then all of that fun stuff. Okay, I want... I don't know. I don't remember how big I made my tag. 3.5. So let's do... Let's do you about 2 inches. Where's the keyboard? There it is. 2. Just in case that's not good, let's do... Okay. And 3. Okay. Print, current. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay. How you guys doing? Remember to keep in mind as you're doing this, some questions about which words followed you. I do have some other questions here if those are not helping you. Did any of your words come up again this week in conversation, in thoughts, or in situations? Was there a word that you kept thinking about without trying to? Like you were just sitting there and this word would pop into your head or something associated it with it would? Was there a word that felt more relevant as the week went on? Was there a word that was uncomfortable or maybe even annoying? Because even that's important. Did you purposely avoid thinking about a word? Did your feelings... Here's another one to think about. Did your feelings for your word shift throughout the week? Did you feel better about it? Did you feel not so better? Did you feel not so strong about it? How did it feel like throughout the week? Did a word feel stronger or quieter or different than it did when it was once you put it down on that page? Is there a word that feels more real now than it did last week? Okay. Oops, shoe's coming off. All right, we'll give it about 10 more minutes. That is not even the correct color. This printer is supposed to be better than my other printer, and I fight more with it than I ever did with my other printer, trying to get the colors to be correct. It's really frustrating. really frustrating. Okay, well, Jean, we don't want dark words. What we're trying to do is work towards something positive in our life. So, how can you turn that? Figure out what the opposite of that word is and how you can bring more of that other word into your life instead of the darker word that you chose, or that the darker word that's popping up. Where's the Where's the vibrancy and color? Why is it so washed out? I don't understand. Because it's only printing standard. Because remember, the purpose of this is to bring more of something into your life. You don't want to bring more darkness into your life, right? that's not that's not the purpose of this. It's to bring joy, to bring more of something positive into your life. Well, no, there are no wrong answers. But like I said, what you're focusing on is the joy. Because the whole purpose of Craft Your Life is to craft your life in a way that you want it to be. And if you want it to be darker, then I mean that's yes, Jill, in with the good shite, out with the bad, with the bullshite. Um, but I don't think you're wanting to have your life more dark. I think you're wanting to have your life more positive. And if that's something that was showing up, then if that's something that's showing up for you, then um that's showing up as something that, and so thinking of that other side of it and thinking about how can you turn that into something positive, or the opposite of it, something where that you're working towards something that will bring you that happiness and joy instead of feeling so sad or dark. Exactly, Jill. Yeah. This just is not. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I mean, if it's about grieving your husband, then how can you do that in a way that honors him, that helps you to live? Yes, Christina, exactly. That's a really good way to say it. That's a really good way to say it. Thank you. Because I don't think either you or your husband would want you to live in a dark place, right? Yes. Jean. We're not finding any bridges, honey. We're here for you. Very well said, Jill. Very well said. Angie. Girl, you are silly. Alright, well, apparently this is what I'm going to get. Is it printing on the wrong side of the paper? Is that why? Okay, well, obviously mine is going to be a work in progress because it's being a doo-doo head at the moment. And giving me a print that is not the same color as what's on my screen, which is really frustrating me right now. Hello, Jackie. Welcome. Jean, you don't need to apologize. You do not need to apologize, honey. But I mean, I worry. And there's places to get help for stuff like that. There's grieving, groups on grieving and stuff. And I lost my dad and my sister at the same time. Well, 2 days apart from each other. So I understand the sadness. But it's not something you can always deal with by yourself. That's a good one, Lynn. I like that. Hey, Bill. Unfortunately, grief is not something we come prepared for, and there's nothing. Um, there's no manuals on how to do it, quote unquote, correctly. And when somebody's been in your life for so long, that's a hard thing. That's a really hard thing. Okay, so Skella. Oh, goodness gracious. Thank you, Angie. You're welcome. All right. So I'm going to finish mine up and I will post a picture of it because I can't get this picture to work and it's really irritating me. So I will post a picture of it, later. Remember, we do have a Discord channel that you can go to where you can post your creations if you would like to. You do not have to share them, but if you would like to share them, you are more than welcome to. This is also where I will put hang on, I'm changing this so that it doesn't go away again. There we go. This is also a place where I will put information like where you can get or what supplies you may need for whatever the life challenges that we're working on and that type of thing. Okay. Um, Thank you guys for sharing and helping. I appreciate that. Jean, please don't feel that way. That's part of what we're here for. You do have a grief counselor? Okay, good. Good. When you get to these places where the darker is showing up, please reach out to them. But I think a good suggestion is looking at the how can you maybe your focus for this year for craft your life could be like Christina said, coping or something like that. That figuring out a way that when the grief does hit, that you can deal with it. Yeah, there you go. And conquering might be that might feel overwhelming. So maybe like coping or something else that is uh but I think what Jean, I think that the I think that conquering would still cover that because that would be reducing the darkness. So that could be like a sub part of it because when I'm thinking about explore, what keeps coming to my mind is how does explore apply in my crafting world? How does explore apply um in my YouTube world? How does explore apply in my everyday life? How does explore apply in my upcoming move? How does explore apply in um in different parts of my life? Um and there may be subparts to that where some of my other words might fit in, like when I look at my other words, um exploring balance might be something, exploring uh organization, exploring being less perfect, stuff like that. How does it kind of all fit together? So I think you were on the right path. It's just applying that less pain, less fear, less anxiety, less darkness. So could your word just be less? Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. Your word could be just less. Less of whatever's overwhelming you. And then your focus would be how can you do that? when it comes up, how can you make whatever that thing is less than what it is? So you don't, when you pick your word, it doesn't have to be um well, there's nothing like absolute about this either. I mean, this is it's a learning thing for all of us. Um, and it's about trying to find a way to make sure we're providing more crafty time, which is what the challenge part is, while also trying to think about how we can improve our lives. And if for you improving your life means less pain, less fear, less anxiety, less darkness, then less is a good word, or conquering is a good word, or coping, or so, kind of look at words like that that might fit where it doesn't feel so big. Well, okay, you're gonna knock it over every time you do that, girl. Where it doesn't feel so big and so hard to do. Conquer might feel like a really big word, but coping could be an easier one. Less could be an easier one. Just think about other ways that you could look at that. Um, okay. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So, thank you, Tim. Okay. So, if as you're doing this, if something is staying visible, that's information. If something new showed up, that's information too. If something didn't show up anymore, that's information too. Okay? It's all stuff to keep in the back of your mind. Remember, we're just noticing. We're not deciding anything yet. We're just noticing and we're just listening. Okay? So, next time, we're going to return to our collage with everything that we've noticed this week. So, if you think you can remember what you've noticed or anything like that, then keep that. If if not, jot some notes down. That's what the purpose of your tag is to jot notes down or whatever, right? Um Zippy. No streaking, woman. Yay, Jill. Woot, 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 woot. Um, so for now, just keep paying attention. Look back at your words maybe once a day or something. Look at it and see, does this still fit? Does this still feel right? We're not crossing anything off. We're not deciding yet. We can lean. There might be something that you're leaning towards. Lean. That's fine. See how it feels. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't fit, lean a different direction. So we still have time is the main thing I want you to understand at this point. We still have time. Okay. And you are doing this exactly right. There's no right or wrong. However you're doing it exactly right. Okay. If you have any questions or anything, remember you can reach me over on Discord, or in the lives, at the normal lives. Um, so your homework, quote unquote, homework for this week is just to, excuse me, I keep hiccuping. Your homework for this week is just to look at your words, feel how they feel, and see if anything's jumping out at you. And just notice. That's the biggest thing. Just notice. Okay? All right. If you want to, you can share your tags. I will share mine when I get it done. I'll probably share this too. I'm still kind of moving around and trying to feel what's going on in here. I'm just kind of trying to figure it out, just like the rest of you. Alrighty? Thank you, Tammy. I know, Homework, right? Because you and I, of all people, know exactly about homework. Tammy and I was a teacher. Tammy is a teacher. So, yeah, we both get the homework thing. All right, friends. Thank you so much for coming, hanging out, supporting me, being here to support each other. I really, really appreciate you and how fantastic this community is. Y'all mean a lot to me. So have a I will be back again tonight at my excuse me, sorry. I will be back at my normal time, 10 p.m. obviously after a nap. Well, Glitter Girl, I can't hang out just because you couldn't find your stuff. You're welcome, Glitter. You're welcome. What are you doing with your tags? Just putting it in your journal. I'm going to make a pocket for the one I did last week over here, or a pocket or a tuck or something, and then I'll do the same over here and put the one that I did today over here. Alrighty? So, have a fantastic evening. Oh, we'll be back here again next week. Same time. Same place. Well, maybe for you it won't be the same place, but for me it'll be the same place. I'll be right here. Have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whatever it is, wherever you are. I love you all. Bye.